Let's read this story. God, this kid, you just want to punch him every time you see his dumb face. Founded in early 2022, Modulo operated out of the same luxury bohemian condominium community where Sam Bankman-Fried and other FTX employees lived. When a spreadsheet listing Sam Bankman-Fried's venture investments was published by the Financial Times earlier this month, a couple of lines stood out. They showed the former cryptocurrency kingmaker's hedge fund, Alameda Research, had invested a total of $400 million into a company called Modulo Capital. I don't think this is in this article, but it also should be noticed. Sam Bankman-Fried's parents bought like $100-some million worth of property in the Bahamas. Weird. Though this amounted to one of SBF's largest venture capital bets, Modulo's identity was a mystery, giving rise to plenty of speculation. Was it Brazilian fund manager with a nearly identical name? No, it's a multi-strategy hedge fund founded early this year by two former Jane Street traders. Oh, man, it's like that line in Apocalypse Now. Oh, man. What's he said, like, oh, the bullshit stacked so high in Vietnam, you need wings to stay above it. Oh, man. Modulo Capital did not respond. Oh, of course they didn't. So Jane Street is a New York-based proprietary trading firm where Bankman-Fried and Ellison worked prior to making it big in the crypto industry. Bankman-Fried was known to his former Jane Street employees as executives or employees, including former FTX U.S. President Brett Harrison. Also, public filings show Modulo was based in the Bahamas and operated from Albany, the same luxury condominium complex where Bankman-Fried and other FTX and Alameda employees resided. Modulo traded crypto as well as traditional financial assets. Two people familiar with the matter said Modulo approached several traditional financial institutions for funding before taking on Alameda as its sole investor. One of the people added, a person familiar with the matter confirmed that Alameda did indeed invest $400 million into Modulo. So, if I'm understanding this corrupt thing, so what FTX was the exchange, and people would like, Coinbase or whatever. You go to FTX, you put your American dollars or whatever fiat currency in whatever country you're living in, and you buy and sell crypto worth, and you can keep money on that exchange. You could keep, you could have, let's say you put $5,000 on FTX, and you bought $3,000 in Bitcoin and $1,000 in Ethereum, and you kept $1,000 in cash in there, right? So FTX had $5,000 of your assets in crypto and cash. What we're now knowing is they would then give the money to Alameda, and Alameda would gamble it in hedge funds. So they would take your money out of an exchange, which is not legal to do, and gamble it on investments. Turns out one of their investments is this shady Modulo. And of course, they all knew each other at this place. It's all some filthy, incestuous crap. Finding out more, too, there's a great video on Altcoin Daily about Bankman-Fried's parents. Shifty. The parents are shifty. The mom ran one of these super PACs for Democrats. She ran it, and he happened to that's one of the PACs he gave money to. She gave this lecture. She's a Stanford law professor or something, and gave a lecture on it's okay to have the individuals shouldn't be so responsible for, morals if it's for the greater good. It's that whole crap. Ooh. It didn't strike me as crazy that Sam liked to throw money at things that were positive expected value, and ex-Jane Street people seemed relatively positive. It was better than some of the trash Alameda was throwing money at. So Alameda was throwing a lot of money at trash, and Modulo was not as trashy as the other things. Alameda's investments are under heavy scrutiny as creditors await repayment from a grueling bankruptcy process involving the company and its sibling FTX, a crypto exchange. In testimony before the U.S. House Financial Services Committee, new FTX CEO John J. Ray said the deficit was estimated at $8 billion and a complete lack of record keeping. If you watch the new guy that took over FTX, who took over Enron and is like, he's like, they were using QuickBooks at FTX. QuickBooks is fine software if you have a small business owner. I use QuickBooks. It's great. If you're running a multi-billion-dollar corporation with hundreds of employees, you need something a little more robust than QuickBooks. Jesus. The list of investments on the spreadsheet also led to shocking revelations about how far Bankman-Fried's ties stretched, including speculation over whether or not the improperly used his money to buy influence or enrich associates. In addition to the $400 million Modulo investment, Alameda also loaned $43 million to the CEO of crypto news outlet The Block, invested $25 million in Toy Ventures, a venture fund founded by FTX head of product Ramek Aurora, and acquired a $270 million stake in the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's licensed stock exchange. Only thing they didn't invest in was just like a casino, like the Hooters Casino and Strip Club or whatever. Just like, what other horrible... Oh, man. Oh, God. So that's that, folks. This is Mitch Altogether is the name of a Mitch Hedberg album. Oh, cool. This guy's parents are connected to the corrupt Democratic Party. He's not going to jail. Here's where I think you're wrong. Here's where I think Sam Bankman-Fried will go to jail. While he's connected to a lot of rich people, for sure, he screwed over rich people. And that's the number one rule in this country. You can screw over regular Americans till the cows come home, and you'll get a slap on the wrist. You'll get a stern talking to by Liz Warren, and then you'll get your $123 million severance package like the head of Wells Fargo got. Remember that back in 2017? Bernie Madoff went to jail because he screwed over the rich. Bankman-Fried has stolen money from rich people, from big corporations, these companies like BlockFi and other investors. They are going to crucify Bankman-Fried. That's why I think he's going to jail, because they're going to set an example for him. They're not going to expose the whole system. The whole system is not going to get taken down or changed or exposed. They're just going to hang it all on Bankman-Fried and maybe a couple of his buddies. But he's going to jail. Because they're sending him to jail to set an example. Don't screw over the rich in America. You go to jail. Stick it to regular investors, regular people like you and me. They can screw us over till you can do that 24/7, 365, and you won't go to jail. But you screw over the rich, you're going to be in an orange jumpsuit. Yeah, he stole from the elites. He's going down. He's going down hard. Alfred Das Levy. Shave your knuckles for justice. Thank you for supporting us at rockford.com/Graham Elwood. Graham, CCZ get interviewed. Looks like he pulled the same bull that SBF did. He literally said something about how professional auditors don't know how to audit his company. Shave your knuckles for justice. Yeah, it's interesting that CZ, which is the owner of Binance, initially he comes across as just a legit dude that was going to do business with SBF and then said, no, this is corrupt. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of smoke there, and I feel like there might be some fire. Kevin O'Leary is trying to blame everything on CZ, which is a little like, no, you were in a corrupt company. You got paid $13 million. and you're just trying to blame it all on CZ. That doesn't work for me. It's the CEO of another exchange's fault that FTX was corrupt. Bullshit. That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. The CEO of Coca-Cola can't say Pepsi's product is bad for your teeth. You know what I'm saying? But there might be, Alfred, much more might come to light about CZ and Binance. And if it exposes more corruption from him, great. Great. Will CZ do hard time? I don't know about that, but it might expose him as a guy that might be doing some scams, might be corrupt, might be some fraud. If there's legit fraud, because this is the other thing, and we talked about this about 2 weeks ago on the show, maybe 3 weeks ago, that I think the day we interviewed Lily Dowse was the day some Singaporean, because Binance is headquartered in Singapore, and a couple regulatory agencies in Singapore, I forget their names, but basically the equivalent of like the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission in Singapore, started investigating Binance. So we'll see what there's a lot more smoke coming out of Binance than I thought. And they just might have their own issues. FTX is all on Bankman-Fried and his cronies at FTX and Alameda. They're the problem. But we might find some more on Alfred. I think you might be right here, friend. There might be some more little CZ Binance might. We will all shave our knuckles for justice. Hey, everybody. Thanks for watching. We are still in our 9th month of demonetization from YouTube. So support what we're doing at patreon.com/Graham Elwood or rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. It's free to sign up, and there's a premium level at $10 a month. And for that, you get everybody on the platform's premium content. Myself, Lee Camp, Ron Placone, Jimmy Dore, Whitney Webb, Kim Iverson, Abby Martin, and many, many others. You can also support what we're doing at Venmo at Graham-Elwood and go to GrahamElwood.com. We have a PayPal button and a PO box. I also have crypto wallets, which are all in the show notes. Thanks for supporting what we do.